Hi there makers, it is Jo here today and I'm looking to do some more alterations to our clothes, whether we've made those clothes ourselves or whether we've thrifted them, been given them, or we've made something out of a really nice fabric that we spent quite a lot of money on and the shape and fit isn't quite as we thought. It's a good idea to set aside a little bit of time to revisit those garments so that you can get them to how you want them to fit and then you'll wear them more. Today I've got two examples and we're going to be sizing down or resizing a dress. I've got two versions here, so I've got a pinafore style one and I've got a shift dress. I've got two different methods. I'm going to put darts in one, that will reduce the size, and I'm going to do some waist shaping on another, which will slightly change the shape and reduce the waist width. There's more than one way to do this. I'm just showing you two methods today. It's particularly useful if you've made something in that buffet style oversized silhouette, but then it's even bigger than you thought. To avoid this in the first place, it's a good idea to use the finished garment measurements on your pattern if you've got one. So try not to just choose your UK dress size. Really look for your size on the pattern and then double check those against the finished garment measurements, and that will tell you the ease in the pattern silhouette. Anyway, I have got two that I'm going to change. So this is the first one. This is the Tessuti pattern for the Felicia pinafore. It's got a really nice fit across the shoulders, so I'm pleased with that. It's not cutting under the arm. The bust has got just enough room for movement, but it's very long here in the body length. There's a couple of things I could do here. I could unpick the skirt, take off some of the bodice and move everything up, but it won't stop how much ease is in this pattern and how big it feels. What I'm going to do on this one is to create some kind of waist shaping so that the pattern has a waist and I get a different shape. This print is called Shingle Path, beautiful autumn colour palette, but looks really great in summer as well with that pale background. This is the linen viscose mix, so you've got all the look of linen, that really nice open texture, but you've got lots of drape, which is ideal for making gathers. I've chosen this one to change because there's a little bit of fluidity in the fabric if I do some waist shaping. What you need to do with all of these kind of alterations is work to a degree with what you've already got. So don't try and overcomplicate things. If an alteration doesn't really sit right with the final garment, it'll probably not look right in the end anyway. So this one has that slightly longer waist. So this one's got a little bit of space for me to either add a casing, put in elastic, add a drawstring, do that raise and take the skirt up a little bit, but whichever one I choose, I want to make sure that I'm working with the original dress, not against it. An example on this dress is I don't want to interfere here with where the pockets are attached because I don't want to have to unpick the pockets and re-put them in. So I'm going to work just above the skirt line here. I'm going to put a casing in and then put an elastic through there to gather up the waist. It will shift that up and this will blouse over the top. Of course, by doing that, I am going to change the hem length. So I've had a look at this, but I've got a really nice deep hem here. So I can just let that down a little bit if the length was pulling up too short by making the waist alteration. Starting at the side seam, I want a piece of bias binding that goes all the way around the dress so that I can create an opening to insert the elastic. You can use a piece of ready-made bias binding, or if you have some of your fabric left over, you can cut a piece to put along the inside and match with your outer fabric. What you really need is something that's soft and comfortable because this is going to be gathered up around the waist. Starting at the side seam, pin your bias binding to the side seam and then you're going to follow as close as you can the seam line where the gather meets. On your dress it might be different because you'll be working with the design of your dress shape, but I don't want to place this here because then I will have a gathered waist and then I'll have another seam line below. So I want my next seam line to be disguised with one I've already got. Pin your binding all the way around your dress. Once it's pinned, you might find it easier to tack at this stage because you've got to get all of this under the foot of your machine, and you're going to sew the top and the bottom of the casing, and it is a little bit of fabric to manoeuvre. So if you feel like you could handle it better tacked, tack this casing in place. Once you've got everything in position, because you've got a whole garment to work with, you want to make sure that you're not catching any other parts of the dress or garment. Once one side is attached, you're then going to sew along the other side. Now take your elastic and pass that through the casing all the way around the waist. Once you've passed it through, join the ends of the elastic together. This is what it looks like on the inside, so distribute your elastic evenly between the front and the back waistline. You can either leave this side open so that you can pull your elastic through and readjust, or you can hand sew this up to close the casing. It's a good idea to try it on before you close the casing in case you need to make any adjustments. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Okay, so here's the dress now. It's got some more waist shaping. It's essentially sized down one part of the dress, it's just sized down the waist. Looks intentional, it's right on that seam line there. So we're working with the lines of the fabric. The top was already the right size, so I didn't need to size down here. I just needed to size down on this waist bit. This can still be worn as a pinafore. So you could layer this dress up, but you could wear it on its own. It depends what waist shaping you want. If you thought this was going to be a slimmer fit and it wasn't at the end, it's a good way to solve the problem. The second one that I've got is in a viscose challis. It's a really bright fabric, ideal for summer sunshine, but if you like bright colours, it's got really large print, so great for any sort of shift dress or open blouse. This one is called Mountain Memoir, and the pattern is New Look 6352. You can see both from the pattern image and the dress made up. So this has been made up in a size 14. It's got an A-line shape at the hem, no other shaping. So it's quite a swing style, and that might be something you're absolutely after, but I'm going to use this dress as a way to show you how to create some waist darts and create a smoother silhouette at the sides. Again, we'll be working with the dress, you'll be working with your own body proportions and measurements. So you could put darts in the front. You could also put darts in the back, especially if you've got a long bit here or you've got some bagginess at the back. So let's take a look at the different types of darts that we can put in a dress to create a smaller size. Obviously, it's helpful to have someone to help you fit darts so that you can stand well balanced and make sure that everything is symmetrical. So I want to take some of this ease and wideness out of here. So I'm going to pin it myself, but I've put the dress on inside out so that I can be quite accurate, and when I pin it I can take it off and tack it and decide if it's in the right place. So first of all, I'm going to pinch out the darts, and then on the table I'll square up and draft this and make sure everything is even. You can check the points of your bust are the same distance from each side, unless you have a particular bias on one side of your body. And you can also check that the thickness of your darts are the same, so that you're pinching out an equal piece on each side. You can do two types of dart here. You can do a dart that goes up to the apex but is left open at the bottom. That will give you still a little bit of hip room, a little bit of ease for putting this garment on and off. Or you can create a full contour dart which goes from the bust in at the waist and then gently back out again. If you wish to do that, you might need to sew this with a tacking stitch on your sewing machine on a long stitch and see if you can still get it over your head. If you really contour and size down a dress, you need to bear in mind how you're going to get it on and off. It's still not a problem though if you want to put in a side zip and create more contour, that's also possible too. I'm just still going for an over the head dress, so I'm going to sew these darts on the machine with a 4mm stitch length, try it on, check what it looks like, and then if I'm happy with it, I'll resew them again with a smaller stitch length. On the inside, you can see that I started here, back tack, and then sewed up to the apex and tied off with a knot. And then I've pressed them to the inside, which has given me the pleat shape that I want on the outside. This can now be a sort of pleat blending into a dart. Wow, just for 2 darts there, I've created so much more shaping on the sides. These darts are just a half dart, so the bottoms are left open. Like I said before, if you fully contour that, you're going to take out more fabric and make it harder to get on and off, but you can always put that side zip in, like I said. Even though I've taken some from the front, I haven't overly shifted that side seam. You don't want to take out so much from the front that you buckle this side seam here. It's created a little bit more of a comfortable silhouette on the waist, but I've still got the swing in the hip and the A-line shape to get it on and off my head, and I haven't changed the ease or movement across the shoulders, the sleeves or the bust. It's a better bust fit, it's a better waist fit, and it's still functional. Thank you very much for watching today. If you're a seasoned sewer, then you'll have lots of different techniques in your arsenal for changing the fit on your clothes. But if you're new to sewing, I hope today seeing something in action might give you a few ideas. If you've got something you particularly like to see, then you can leave that in the comments below. I'm going to be making another dress size down video, but on my next one, I'm going to choose something with princess seams, and I'm also going to choose something with pockets and more features so that you can see how to take apart some seams and reapply them with a different fit. We would love to see anything that you've made. It's particularly good on Minerva. If you have your own profile, you can log your makes, you can give a description, you can take a photograph. Sometimes from a photograph you can see the fit a little bit more. Sometimes it's an advantage or a disadvantage, or it really might change your opinion of a garment once you see yourself photographed in it. I like to give a little description, especially if there's things I'd like to change, and then I can add another post, and then I can go back and reflect on my sewing. I can also find out what I did last time. I can look at the changes that I made, and it really helps me to get a better outfit. There's also great inspiration and content over on our YouTube channel. That's called Minerva. There's lots of playlists there, learn to sew ones, pattern drafting, some really good tips there for fitting with Izzy. Full sew alongs, how to use your overlocker, lingerie sewing. There's lots there to get your teeth stuck into. But for now, thank you very much, and we'll see you very soon.